Well, now we're live. Good deal. What are we? 4 minutes late. And that's all my fault. I was trying to drill a hole with a dull drill bit. And it just takes a long time to do that. Anyway, good to see everybody in today. A good number of you in the chat. And I've got two of my friends, Wayne and Todd, are here. Well, of
Hello.
course.
Good evening, everyone. Good evening.
I see a bunch of people in
There.
the chat already.
Absolutely. Bunch of people. Had to go turn YouTube audio off because I'm hearing myself, and that was not good.
Yeah,
Anyway, uh,
I've just had to do that as well.
yeah, Wayne and Todd are here. Ruby is off across the pond somewhere. She may drop in, but
She
doubtful.
she is probably having another night out in Ireland.
I imagine she is. She's having a great time, I do believe. Anyway, we'll hear all about that in a week or two. And but anyway, tonight we're going to do a cake stand plate, elevated cake plate. I've done one for my niece for her wedding. I did one for my son for his wedding. Those were out of black walnut. This one is not going to be out of black walnut. It's going in my stock for sale. But this is a piece of hickory. Um, Not like any piece of hickory I typically start off with. This is a disc.
Do you want to put us in the background, Doug, so people can see that properly?
I guess. Good reminder. Thank you, Wayne. Anyway, I've got a piece of hickory. This was a board, 1 by 6, 6 feet long. I picked it up at the box store. Those streaks you see are where I glued it up after I cut it. One of the scrap pieces went on the back. That will become a tenon that'll fit in to that recess. These are several of the scrap pieces cut and glued up together to make the stand. So those are what we're going to start off with. What have I got? 3. There's actually 4 pieces if you count the piece on the back for there. And there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pieces, all about 5 inches long or so in what will be the stand. So we'll get started. We'll do as much as we can do. If we get finished today, great. If we don't, that's okay. I'll finish that up in a later video and post that for you as well. So I'm going to change the camera over, start getting this disc mounted up, and in the meantime, one of these two guys is going to let us all know who all is in the chat.
I'll give it my best shot.
That'll
Help
be
me out
fine.
when I mess up, Wayne.
Okay.
Hey, Todd, fix that.
Scott Hampton, first one in the chat. He says he's way
Yes, he
too
was.
early. So welcome, Scott. We got Elian. Is that how he's?
Alien leader.
Yeah. Paul Hunter, Malcolm Douglas, Chris Carlton, Wurtzel the woodturner. That's Alex. Roger Wallum saying hello from Missouri, and hello back. That's where I'm from originally. Let's see. Gab is in the house. Old Man River is in the house. That is Dale, of course. Let's see. Anthony Green is here saying hello. Mike Evans.
Did you get Malcolm Douglas?
I thought I did early.
Okay.
But I might have missed him. I apologize if I did. Let's see. Anthony Green. Mike Evans is where I was at. Let's see. Todd at Glen Cove Woodworks. Thomas Kinney. Hello, Tom. Oh, goodness. Lucy is in the house. Lucy.
Good evening, Lucy.
Sweet potato. Turn my speed down. I had it up at 2400 doing some spindle work a while ago, so we'll get started a little slower now.
Yeah, I'd blow your hair back with that piece.
Phew.
Let's see. Ward Wilson is here.
No, Gav has said, is Doug late or is it just my YouTube playing up? It's not your YouTube, Gav. Doug was busy drilling something on the lathe with a blunt bit, so it took a while.
Missed it by 4 minutes, probably.
Yep.
Yeah. Let's see. We got Paul, the Gravesbury Turner is here. Oh my goodness, it just jumped. Jim Spalding. Did I miss people in there between him and Paul?
I don't think so.
I'm scrolling back up now. Spun by Green Jeans.
Oh, I must miss him as well.
Is here. Clint Hitchcock. I missed. Going back up.
Roger Wallum is asking, does he have any moderators today? Yeah, there's me and there's Todd.
And did I get them all, Wayne? Did I get everybody? If I didn't get you, I apologize. Ronald Todd. I didn't see Ronald Todd earlier, I don't think.
Did you get Clint?
Mike, you? I don't think I had Clint.
Tim Ponder?
I don't even know where you're at in the list. How are you catching these? I didn't see them.
I'm just a bit further back from the bottom.
Yeah.
And I'm using the YouTube chat, not the not the StreamYard chat.
This seems to go smoother when Ruby's here. I'm just saying. I think we've covered everyone. Hello and welcome. Lucy says, I feel like a pumpkin today. We had a pumpkin sale at school, moved 200 of them between 3 of them.
Oh,
that's a lot of moving.
Yes, it is.
Jim Spalding said he was about to walk out of the out to the shop when your notice popped up.
All right. Glad I caught you, Jim.
And yes, we are down at the bottom now, Todd.
Tim's asking where's Ruby.
Ruby has been across in Ireland for the Irish Guild of Woodturners Symposium for the past good few days, and she's probably still out there, probably in a pub somewhere having a drink.
Yeah, I saw her posting some pretty cool pictures on Facebook from that.
Yeah. Mike from Dancers with Aardvarks has just come in. Good evening, Mike.
Lucy says they didn't have just orange ones; they had white ones too. Orange with green stripes. I like all those multicolored gourds for decoration.
It's strange, you know. When I was a kid and it was coming up to Halloween, it was always turnips or swedes that we used to carve, not pumpkins.
What was it you carved?
Turnips or swedes. I think swedes in America are called rutabagas.
Okay.
And that's what we used to carve as kids.
I don't know what a swede is.
I think it's called a rutabaga in the States.
Okay.
We mix that with strawberries for pie.
Do you? No, well, that definitely can't be a swede then.
Is that rhubarb you're thinking of?
Oh, rhubarb.
No. It's
I think Doug was on the rhubarb world there.
Yep.
A swede is a root vegetable.
Yeah. I know very well what it is, or what a rutabaga is. I just mixed up with rhubarb in my brain. Can't imagine why I'd do that.
Ward is asking, how much did the plank of hickory cost?
I'm sorry. How much did what cost?
The plank of hickory.
Oh, good question.
Well,
the
and to
hickory was. Go ahead.
I was going to say, to clarify, he did a glue up of 1x6.
Yeah. And this plank of hickory was less than. The only thing that was cheaper was poplar, as far as hardwoods go. I picked up a piece of 5/4, and that would have been so nice to have had. Give me just that little bit extra thickness.
What you just said there, Doug, will probably, unless they're in the know, confuse quite a few people over in the UK.
Oh, okay.
5/4.
When we
Because
say, yeah, I'll explain a little bit. Well, we call 1x, like a 1x6, like this is called. It starts off as 1 inch thick, 6 inches wide, but then by the time it's milled and sanded and all of that, dried, milled, sanded, it ends up being 3/4 thick by 5.5 inches wide. So when we say 1x6, it's not really 1x, 3/4 by. And if I
yeah,
get a 5/4 board,
would over here that would be an inch by six
mhm.
PAR, which is planed all round.
Yeah, and over here we would, with lumber like that, if you buy it at a store, it would be sanded 4 sides.
Yeah,
We call it. And if you go to a specialty shop, it might be sanded 1 side or sanded 2 sides, one a face and an edge, or maybe sanded 3 sides and they leave a rough edge. And then
yeah, but
4/4 or 5/4, that's just 5/4 of an inch. So it'd be 1.25 inches for 5/4 as a
5/4.
starting point.
Yes, 5/4 is an inch and a quarter. And Ruby has just popped in and said that she is. Hang on, I've got to get back to it now. Thanks for earworming, Wayne. I'm in an Irish pub having dinner.
Hey.
Yeah, I bet it's going to be a little bit more than dinner. I bet there's some
Okay.
alcohol involved.
It's got a little bit of grain that's popping up out of there, which
I
doesn't
was
surprise
I was thinking when you go to an Irish pub for dinner, there might not be food involved.
me.
Well, the Guinness is classed as a food, so you probably could just drink Guinness all night.
It's got all your grains, doesn't it? Let's see. We need to switch angles here. And that camera, I'm sorry, it looks so green. I worked with it and worked with it, and it just gets greener and greener.
Wurzel is asking Ruby, is she still over Sligo way? I don't know that the symposium was held there. I'm not very sure where the symposium was held, to tell you the truth. But Sligo is where Steve Twaddell is. That's where Steve lives.
There was something about Sligo. I forget what it was now.
And Steve Twaddell, he won 3 prizes at the 3 firsts at the symposium. One was for the best spindle turning. The other one was I think in the open section, and the third one was best overall.
Okay.
I like Steve. He does a bunch of stuff that inspires me.
Yeah, if you have a look, I don't know if you're friends on Facebook, but or Instagram, but he's put a couple of photographs out of the winning pieces, and they are absolutely amazing. Oh, Ruby is saying she's in Sligo at the moment.
There we go. A little bit of a dressing on that edge a little bit there, just to.
Now, JP, is just put in our group message thing that he's apologising for not being able to earworm tonight, but he's been at ER
No.
with shoulder and back issues.
Jamie,
Yep.
get that taken care of, big boy.
Yeah.
And Heather's in. Evening, Heather.
Hey, Heather.
Ward is suggesting people smash the like button. That sounds like a good idea. And then come back later and comment after the live ends. That helps out Doug a lot.
It does, definitely.
Absolutely. Makes a huge difference.
And Woodworm Paul has just come in. Evening, Paul.
We'll use the number one hollower just to get this little edge here into a curve. Yeah, I think we got it. Yeah, I'm glad, Jamie, I'm glad you came in and told us what's going on. I was about to send you a text a little earlier. All right, I think as far as the bottom side goes, we're there.
Doug, I like the little detail you put in there just at the end. The curve was going right to the edge of the piece, and then you put the little shadow line in there.
A little flat, yes, right at the very top.
It's a nice little detail I forget to do all the time.
Right, I'm just going to read Jamie's message out. Hi all. Apologies for not being able to earworm tonight. Was at the emergency room last night with shoulder and back issues. Oh, and I just decided I don't like Todd.
Gee whiz.
That's understandable. Oh, goodness.
Just decided you don't like Todd.
Right,
You-
Ward
Get
has
in
just
line,
asked-
Jamie. Get in line.
Yeah, I don't know if somebody's already said this, but Ward just asked, how are you holding the piece on the lathe?
Okay, it was just pinched. I had my, take this back out and I can show you. You can
It's
see
just-
there
just-
I have, that's my live center. And I just have it pinched up against the jaws of my chuck.
Right. So it's just held between centers.
Yeah, basically. Now I'm going to put it in the chuck. And the tenon is sized for my mortise. I've got a mortise in the stand portion that I drilled, and then I sized my tenon for that. You can see, yeah, you can see there. I've got a pretty wide gap. That tenon is just a little bit big for the jaws, but the reason I did that is so I can. It's measured to fit that recess. So that's what's going on there.
Well, later on, if you try to hold that base in that chuck, you'll have to close those jaws way down for it to fit into that mortise.
Say that again.
Well, because grabbing the outside of the tenon requires your jaws to be way more open than pushing out from the inside of the mortise. Yeah.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. But as far as turning goes, I don't have to return to that. I don't care that I have jaw marks on that tenon because it's going to be inside a recess. And I just now thought before I turn this around, I ought to go ahead and sand it. Be a whole lot easier now. So I will.
And Holland Woodworks has just come in, and Ruby has said good night to everyone.
All right, Ruby.
Good night, Ruby. We miss you.
You see, Ruby would have reminded me, aren't you going to sand that before you turn it around? Yes, Ruby. All right. Turn it back down to.
Right, I've got to ask Doug, are you going to leave that the tenon dovetailed?
Yes, yes.
Right.
Some of it, the edge part will squeeze down for the most part.
Okay.
Not all of it, of course, but some of it. But it will still. I measured out here the widest part, so that will fit into my mortise without any issue.
Okay, so Malcolm Douglas has said Doug is going Dalek-esque every now and again. That's your audio he's talking about there, Doug.
Okay. Going, getting robotic. Is that what we're saying?
Yeah.
Okay.
Right. Todd at Glen Cove is asking Holland Woodworks, are you in Holland, Michigan, or Holland? And Holland Woodworks has said neither. I'm in Indiana. My last name is Holland.
And then to clarify, I think his first name's Adam, right? Holland Woodworks.
Well, I'm not too sure, to tell you the truth, Todd.
Yeah, I think it's Adam. I was correct, yes.
I solved so many issues when I took the hose off from my dust collector and cleaned it all out. What did I do? First thing today, first piece of sandpaper I picked up, I let it go right into the tube. So guess what I'm doing this afternoon?
Taking the hose off again.
Yeah, buddy. So that already looks better. I still got a little section right there where the grain, the wood, just the fibers just came out of it. I didn't have a catch or anything. It's just part of the wood. Amazing what a little sanding does.
Well, Lucy said there's a couple of Hollands that live up the road from where she lives. And Adam has said, great people, no doubt.
Oh, that feels so much better. And that's just one grit of sandpaper.
So what's the finish you're planning here, Doug?
The finish I'm planning.
You're planning on doing here.
It's a good question, Todd. I haven't fully decided. I've thought about a couple of things. One, I thought my normal axe and wax, abrasive paste and wax. Um, that was one thought. Another thought was to um, do shellac, because that is food safe, and then I could do the abrasive paste and wax on top of the shellac, which would bring out the clarity of the shellac as well as give it a little protection with the wax.
You know, we had a great conversation at Worldwide Woodturners. Was that last week or the week before last? On
A week before, I believe.
I think it was maybe 2 weeks ago now.
Yeah.
Great conversation on shellac-based sanding sealers are a 1 pound cut, 2 pound cut, 3 pound cut of shellac, and what to cut it with. And so I'm going to be stopping at the liquor store here down the street and buying me about a half-gallon jug of Everclear.
Oh my! Better take out a bank loan before you get there.
198 proof or whatever that stuff is.
Yeah. And it'd be about that many dollars too for a half gallon.
Yeah. Well, and so I say a half gallon, I'll come back with a pint. So just enough to make some shellac. And I went on to Amazon and I bought some very blonde shellac.
Yeah.
And I had said, a couple weeks ago on that call that I had used the what is it, Bullseye or whatever over here. They're de-waxed or unwaxed sanding sealers in the past, and I stopped using it, especially on the inside of bowls, because it's just not food safe with their chosen agent in it that for what do you call it? Whatever they cut it with.
Right. The solvent.
The solvent, yeah.
Yes.
But
yes.
I'm sort of curious to go back to playing with some shellac and doing it on a piece that needs to be food safe, or or the inside of a bowl or something. So
yeah, shellac itself is food safe, but the solvent you use with it is the issue.
Yeah.
That's a pretty nice piece of hickory, all said and done. I've still got just a couple of places. I'll come back later and work on those.
I don't see seams from here. Do you see them?
Nope.
Well, I can see them. There's one here. Get it where you... Yeah, there's one coming right across here, and the other one. Well, there's one here. It's a narrow strip that's in the middle of this.
Okay.
So, anyway.
Looks pretty
good. Are not too bad.
Norman Greenwell's just come in, evening Norman.
Hey, Norman.
And I don't know if Scott left or not, but he's come back in and said hi everyone from Visalia, California. Hope everyone is well.
Now, maybe Scott will give us some information on it, but Scott has some lives coming up on doing Christmas ornaments.
Yes. Wouldn't you know? I'm a quarter of an inch too big to move my banjo. Now. So with this being only 3/4 of an inch to start with, the thickness of my boards so it's top to bottom, it's only 3/4 of an inch. I could only take so much off the back and leave myself any room at all on the top. So I'm basically going to flatten it. I'm going to leave a slight rim out here and go in just a little, not very much. It doesn't have to hold a whole lot of stuff. It's a cake plate, cake stand. So
now Lucy has said that she always finds the origin and the histories of surnames fascinating, and Dale has answered that his family came from Upper and Lower Slaughter originally, which is probably where his surname comes from. It is Dale Slaughter, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah, I thought it was.
Excuse me, just half a second. This picture's driving me absolutely bananas. Ah, that's better already.
Whew, that got pretty bright.
Oh, that's gone very green.
Very green, yeah.
Oh, come
Even
on.
your tool rest is green now.
Yeah. Is that a little better?
It's a little better, but it's getting bleached out a bit on the blank.
Okay. Okay. Let me pull that. Oh, how's that? You can see some chatoyance now anyway.
Yeah, but it's
Still washed out, though, isn't it?
yeah, it's still what there's. It's very greeny bluey. I've got to say.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't know if it's that camera or well, it's got to be because the other one. There, is that getting better?
No, that's getting worse.
Okay.
You mind if I throw a link in here to Scott's Eventbrite?
Sure. Yeah.
I think I can paste that in here.
You should be able to.
Yeah, you should be able to.
This is strange. The brightness is all the way down. The backlight compensation is all the way down. But it's still green as it can be. Well, I'm going to quit playing with it. We're just going to. Okay, that background looks better, but the forefront still looks green.
Yeah, just go for it, Doug.
Yeah,
go for it how it is.
Yep. And I'll play with it some more later. It's cameras can be maddening. This is one of my better cameras, and it's still doing this. And the other one is doing great with the ink or blue drops all over it. Oh well. Okay. No, we got to go forward. Can't go in reverse. You want to drive yourself nuts? Put your lathe in reverse and try to turn.
Yes, that's really annoying. I remember doing that one day, and I sharpened every single one of my gouges, and none of them would cut.
Even carbides don't do very well.
No.
I believe I successfully put a link in there for Scott's 6th annual holiday series, part 1, wood turning of holiday trees.
Yep, you have.
For Sunday, October 26th.
Yep. Oh, so
You were successful.
right. Here's a reminder for everybody in the UK. Sunday, October the 26th is when our clocks go back. So Doug's live next week will be at 7 o'clock UK time, not 8 o'clock UK time.
So you'll have 2 weeks where it's a decent
Yeah,
hour.
2 weeks worth of that, and that's when the clocks go back in the States, apart from Arizona, I think it is, where the clocks don't change.
Right. There's a movement here to do that nationwide. It's not getting a lot of traction for whatever reason.
Lucy's saying, Wayne, it means the kids will be waking at 5 a.m. rather than 6 a.m. And Todd's put in that has said that we changed November the 2nd.
Is it
That's
the
only a
second?
week ahead. Yeah, Ward said that Arizona doesn't change, so he does tend to miss some of the lives.
Yeah, and all the way out there on the West Coast, it's tough.
Now, Heather said her family name is Budarick, changed from Budrick or Budrich, is Wendish. I'm not sure what Wendish is, but they settled in Drachhausen, Germany, then came to Canada in the 1700s. Right, Scott, it doesn't work for you when you're trying to put a link in because you don't have a spanner. If you're not a moderator, you can't put links in, which I think is why Todd went ahead and put that link in for you.
Yeah. I think he has a second one.
Now, because these boards are it's thin and it's glued up, I'm just really taking my time on this plate section, picking light cuts. I don't want to go. Not only do I not want to go through it, but I don't want to blow it up.
And Scott's asking Todd if he can copy it and put it in. Do you know where to find it, Todd?
Well, he's got this other one. I get the link to the Facebook page, but I don't see the Eventbrite link. That would.
Scott, would the IRD be coming up anywhere on your Facebook, your Instagram, or YouTube?
It's a different link, but here's the event on Facebook instead of like the other one. He had a link in there for Eventbrite or whatever it is.
All right, pretty well flat.
Oh,
Might go on
Haley's
to the
just
next
come
one.
in.
Hey, Haley.
Evening, Haley.
Now, it is a little ironic that I would be interested in turning a cake plate for anybody. I can't eat cake anymore. I say that. I can eat anything I want to. I just have to be willing to face the consequences if I do.
Will you be getting vibrations out there on the edge now because you're getting thinner, or because of the thicker edge all the way at the end? Is it still pretty stable?
It's pretty stable, Todd. Plus, the wood is super dry. This was kiln dried lumber.
LG Woodworks has just come in. Good evening.
But now, to complete the answer to your question, Todd, I'm still being very careful, and I missed getting this last little bit right here at the rim while this still had the meat here. I don't want to introduce any vibration for sure.
Trying to figure out how many Todds we have in here now. LJ Woodworks, that's Todd. And
Yes.
then I'm Todd. And then we have Ronald Todd in here. I'm still counting them as a Todd. Todd at Glen Cove. We get one more, we can form a basketball team. That's all I know.
Used to be that way with Doug's.
From here, that looks pretty flat, Doug. You're going to throw a
It's
straight edge on it and
no,
prove me wrong?
no, no. It is fairly flat. It's got well, there's a little hump right there. Almost.
Mike says, I nominate truckle for the collective noun for a group of Todds. Okay.
Michael McEwen's in.
Hey, Michael. Talking about the West Coast. My word.
Yep.
Michael from the West Coast of Canada. That looks and feels pretty good, huh?
It certainly looks very good.
Got one hand on the back side. I can feel it's pretty even all the way through.
I had to look truckle up. Looks like Todd at Glen Cove might have also. Truckle can, it says, according to Google, can refer to a small cylindrical cheese wheel, a type of low bed that slides under a larger one, which is a trungle or something bed, not truckle, bed. I thought, or a small wheel or pulley.
Let's see. I'm going to go to the drill instead of that inertia sander. That center just gets to be too slow.
And seeing as how no one has put anything in the comments about wedding anniversaries this week, it's my wedding anniversary tomorrow.
Happy anniversary.
42 years.
Wow.
Happy anniversary.
And like I usually say, I think I said this a couple of weeks ago. Since Jen and I got married in 1983, we've only ever had one argument. It started in 1983.
You'll let us know when that one comes to a conclusion.
Oh, it'll be when one of us is in the coffin.
Yeah, still got a couple of lines in there.
And Wurzel has put in happy anniversary for tomorrow. It was his last week, as was his birthday. I didn't see that come up on Facebook. Oh,
Coming along, coming along.
LG Woodworks has said, do you also congratulate the wife on her catch? Cheers, man. Anthony Green has said, I've never had an argument with my wife as I hate to interrupt her. Lucy said, Wayne, you got married the year after I was born, but surely it must be 42 years. She is 43 now. I'm sure I said it was 42 years.
I graduated from high school in '82, so that would be 43 years. Crazy.
Lucy
right.
saying she heard 43. No, I'm sure I said 42. We've been together for 43 years.
There you go. That's one thing I can definitely say. I got you beat.
Oh, yeah, definitely. A lot of people have. I mean, I was, 29 when I got married.
Okay. I was in the store, I don't know, a month or so ago, and I was talking to some folks, and we were talking about how many neat things there were throughout the place. And we got 33 rooms, almost 40 vendors. Right across from where the walls that where my shelves are with all my goods was this picture hanging on the wall. It's looks like a couple, probably about 5 years old, and they're leaning toward each other, and both of them have their lips all puckered up, about to give each other a big kiss. And I said, "Yeah, they even got a picture of my wedding day in here." And the lady just laughed. And when I told the owner of the store, she she started laughing. Well, I was in there one day last week, and the picture is no longer across the hall from my stuff, but it's in the front room, in the front lobby area. I said, "Oh, you moved my wedding picture up here in the front." He said, "Huh?" I said, "Yeah, that one right over there." She said, "There's no wedding picture there." I said, "Look." And she looked and she saw the two little kids about to kiss. I said, "That's me and my wife." So, uh, people can't believe that the women she works with at the hospital cannot believe that she's 65 years old. But she is. All right, we're getting there.
Lucy has said, there's been a few things in the chat going around, but Lucy said, Michael, I've been trying to listen to about 3 things at once all evening. That'll be this live and the 2 kids.
I guess Andy's out working tonight.
Oh, I don't know. I'm sure Lucy will let us know. He certainly hasn't been in.
All right. Give that a. There it is.
Oh, Andy is there. He's just keeping quiet.
Oh, okay. All right. Everything a little blow off. And just for fun, let's grab. Where's my Oh, I moved my paper towel so I could do something else here today, and didn't put them back. Can you imagine?
Yeah, and Lucy said that Andy's busy doing other things.
Oh.
Yeah. He's gone out of the room so he doesn't have to listen to the kids talking. Lucy didn't say that. I just said that.
Give this a little wipe of alcohol just to give you a preview.
Oh yes, that's nice. That's very nice.
Just a little bit of chatoyance in that. It's a beautiful piece of wood. Now,
It's shown up a lot better with the alcohol on.
Yeah, absolutely.
It really does look good. And the camera shot is fine now with the alcohol on there.
Yep, gets the colors more closer. Now, I will admit, I picked through the lumber stack. This was the darkest piece of hickory that they had. That was totally 100% intentional. I couldn't see getting a piece of wood that didn't have any color to it. There it is.
Yeah, and Alex has said it's looking nice, and you can't see the joins.
Good. That was the whole intention. I have a joiner, but to get to it would take an act of Congress, and so that is just saw cuts.
That sounds like mine.
Like I told Dale, Wayne, you and I went to the same school. We wrote the book together, I do believe. My wife says, I don't know how you can work in there. It's such a mess. Well, I know where my mess is.
I've got one of these very old Startrite Roebland 5-function machines.
Yeah.
And it's absolutely brilliant. And it doesn't take up a lot of floor space. It's just that I've got to clean everything else away so I can pull it out.
Right. I've got 2 of them. Not the Roebland, but the Shopsmith, which is our version. Very similar piece of equipment. I want to, and I've talked with Scott Hampton a little bit about this. I'm going to take the best. I want to decide what I want out of what I've got, and keep that. And I'm going to sell the rest. I may make one of them a stubby, which is just taking a 5-foot, the 5-foot bars and making them whatever it is, 2 or 2.5 feet. Okay, so on my headstock end, I've got that recess that my tenon will fit down in. I'm going to have to shorten that tenon to put it in here, or drill it deeper. And I could probably drill it deeper, just take me a little time. So anyway, I got to leave a little bit at the top. I need to leave a nice foot at the bottom, but this is all spindle work from this point. So let's see what we can do about it. You want to change camera,
Doug?
Yeah. Yeah, I'll put you on the overhead. There we go.
That's better. Well, the camera colors on this are 100 times better.
Yeah, sure is, and that's what I can't. It's the same kind of camera, same brand. Bought them at the same time.
Right, you'll have to excuse me for a couple of seconds, or a couple of minutes. I will be back.
Okay.
I feel like the pressure's on now. Scott says that the Shopsmith stubbies are great.
Yeah, yeah. One of my thoughts is take one, make it a stubby, and have my bandsaw on one side and the disc sander on the other side. Um, and if I do that, I'll keep both of them. Use the second one as make it a stubby too, but use it for my planer and joiner. But if I make them both stubbies, they'll take up a lot less room. All right, pretty well get that flat now.
Scott says that Shopsmith has currently suspended all business until they can find a new owner. It'll be the 4th time the company's changed hands, he says.
Well, I don't know when the last time was. At one point, the better of my two, the one that I use fairly often, the motor had gotten really, really weak. And I called him up. Oh, yes, Mr. Miller, we can get you a motor, a new motor for that, no problem. And I waited, and I waited, and I waited. About 2 months later, I called him up. I said, didn't I order a motor from you all for a replacement motor? Oh, yes. We're having trouble getting motors in. I said, so you're telling me that you're not selling any Shopsmiths because you have no motors? No, we're still selling Shopsmiths. We're building them every day. I said, how are you doing that if you don't have any motors? Well, we have motors. It's a spring for the replacement motors we don't have. And I said, hey, are you kidding me? You mean I've been waiting all this time because of a spring? She says, well, yeah. I said, well, can you not go out there and get a spring off an old one of the other motors and put it on one of the replacement motors so that I can have my machine back up and running? Oh, no, we can't do that. I said, so you're telling me that you're going to cost me money for this holiday season because I can't get product out? What do you mean you're losing money? What do you mean we're costing you money? I just told you. Well, they finally got me a motor. And it didn't do what I needed it to do.
I'm back.
Oh, okay. I was just explaining my woes of Shopsmith.
All right.
Not really not a big deal. It's just I couldn't use my Shopsmith there for a long time because I didn't have a motor in it that was any count. I tell you what, I'm going to go to the Easy Wood tools. They're just so much faster for this kind of stuff.
Yeah, and after you've used the easy woods, you can always get a decent finishing cut using traditional.
Yep, but I can hog it down so much faster with this.
Yeah, Scott's just put in. A lot of people like shopsmiths. The last count on their forum last year, there were over 1 million folk using them. That's not too bad for a company that's been around since the 40s.
I know there's quite a few people on Worldwide Woodturners that have shopsmiths.
Absolutely.
I fancied getting one not long after I started wood turning. I fancied getting a shopsmith, mainly for the multifunction
Yeah.
thing, and it doesn't take up a hell of a lot of room, especially
Right.
when you change, especially when you're changing it to a drill stand, and you've got the same footprint whether you're using a lathe or the lathe or the bandsaw, but it does fold up out of the way for when you're using the drill press.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a good machine. There's nothing wrong with them. The new ones are so much better than what I've got.
Yeah, LG Woodworks has said I've started doing that recently, using the easy wood tools to quickly knock it down and then come back with traditional gouges to clean it up.
Sure.
I mean, one of the guys at LG, one of the guys you want to watch is JP Woodwork. He's on YouTube, he's on Instagram, he's on Facebook, and basically he uses nothing but easy wood tools. Whether he's doing bowls, whether he's doing spindle work, he just uses. LG does follow him. Nice
Yep.
one, man.
Which reminds me, Todd, you may not have heard. I'm talking to Todd LJ Woodworks. I'm going to be at Middlefield this weekend, Friday and Saturday. If you want to come by the new Hartful Hardware location, brand new. It's grand opening. If you want to come by, if you don't, I understand. I'm not that exciting. This skew must be sharper on one side than it is the other.
I'll be at the Woodcraft in the Fort Worth Woodcraft, which is in. It's not in Fort Worth. It's in Bedford or something. But I'll be there on Halloween Day from 1 to 4. That's a Friday.
Wow, that
31st of
sounds like fun.
October.
They're
Sounds
having
like
some
fun.
kind of re-grand opening event or something. I'm not sure.
Okay.
Okay.
So I
Now,
like to show off those beating tools and stuff from.
now Scott has said, referring back to Shopsmith again, the weakest part is the table saw. The drill press mode is the best woodworking drill press made. Now,
tell you
Todd
what.
from LJ has said Doug was breaking up on his end. Where will you be, Doug?
Middlefield, Ohio.
Middlefield, Ohio.
Yep. Which is the specific location is the Hartful Hardware, the new Hartful Hardware location. If I'm not mistaken, there's going to be 20 vendors there.
Well, that sounds good.
Woodcraft in Fort Worth is actually in Hearst, off of Grapevine Highway.
And that's where Todd is going to be on October the 31st.
Yeah, I probably will not dress up, but I'll still be scary.
Hey, Todd. I was about to say you don't need to dress up.
Yeah.
Now there is a knot or two. See if I cut those out. Nope. There's still a big knot right there. And one right there.
It looks like you've glued two knots together.
They're side by side. Yeah, it's two different boards. Yeah, I didn't mean to do that, but I did. That's going to need a little something. See what we can do here. Give me a chance to let some air under this face shield while I'm there. Oh, I grabbed the wrong glue. Grab my Parfex 3408, and that's not what I wanted for this. I wanted medium for this particular job.
And Scott has said, glad to hear they're reopening Woodcraft store, the Woodcraft store, I should say, with so many closing lately.
Tell you, the two that I have worked in here recently have been going strong. In fact, the one in Louisville, Kentucky, I haven't worked with that guy yet. They have somebody who is there regularly. But that store wasn't but just a few years ago. It changed owners. It was a franchise store. They changed owners, and the new owner really sunk a lot of money into it. So that one's going to be great. A little more right here. I'm just using some of the spine sawdust that's laying right here on the bedways. Kind of shoving them down in there into the glue. Then I'll peel the glue off my fingers later. And yes, it is sticking. Somebody said, "Oh, it won't stick to your hands when you use the sawdust like that." Yeah, it does.
Of course
It does for me. It does for me every time. Give it a little squirt of accelerator just to make sure it's hard. I was at work here a couple weeks ago, and I realized I had spots in front of my eyes. I pulled my glasses off, and I looked, and sure enough, I had CA glue on my glasses.
Yeah, that's what happens when you use accelerator.
Yeah.
if you excuse me, if you've put super glue into a fairly deep area and then use accelerator over the top of it and then use super glue again, once you get through that accelerator, the super glue can sometimes still be wet.
Mm-hmm. I'm bad about that. Going a little too quick. All right. Use a bowl gouge just to make a nice little smoothing cut down through here.
Todd at Glen Cove is asking where Todd at LJ Woodworks lives, because Todd at Glen Cove grew up a couple miles from where the Cincinnati Rockler is, or in his early years anyway. Man, Scott's saying like 3 or 4 Woodcrafts closed in California in the last year and a half.
I heard that somewhere before. That's kind of a scary thought.
Yeah. I'll admit that I buy things at Rockler and Woodcraft that I could probably buy online or somewhere for the same or cheaper. But it's like important to me to keep those places open. So when it makes sense to shop there, I go spend my time and money in those shops.
I tell you what else. By going in those stores and spending time getting to know those guys who work there and ladies, that's a wealth of information.
Yeah. Now, Paul Hunter has said you could use a continental spindle gouge for what you're doing now.
If I had one.
Yeah. And there's probably quite a few people that don't know what a continental spindle gouge is anyway.
That's true. If you take a spindle roughing gouge and you flatten it out and put a little tiny, narrow toothpick of a tang on it, that's about what a continental gouge is.
No, it's not. A continental spindle gouge is quite a flat profile.
Yeah.
So it's nothing like a spindle roughing gouge. It
That's what I'm
is
saying.
like,
If you flatten it out,
yeah, it's quite a flat
yeah,
profile, which was obviously used. They called it continental because it's used in Europe quite a lot. It's a brilliant gouge to work with. Obviously on spindle work, not on bull work.
I do have one. I'd forgotten I had it.
Yep,
But
that's it.
that's the proof. And this tang is not. It's not that wide. It's very narrow, going down into a small hole. And this is where spindle roughing gouges got such a bad name as a roughing gouge, because they would take it with that little tiny tang that's down in here, and it being bigger, and they'd shove that into a rough piece of wood, and they'd break that. It'd break off at the tang. Well, that's not good. In fact, it's dangerous. But yeah, a continental gouge is a great tool used correctly. Used it incorrectly, it can be pretty bad.
I've got a couple of continental spindle gouges, and you can change the profile on them. You can swoop them back.
Absolutely. I want to concave this bottom a little bit while I'm thinking about it. I did watch a video yesterday, I think it was. Guy pulled out a tool and he said he's going to use this spindle roughing gouge. Here's a continental spindle. But I think it's Wayne, I think it's a tool that people have forgotten about it, and they don't know what it is really.
What was it again, Doug?
The continental gouge, I think,
Yeah,
is a tool that people have forgotten about.
it is because since the introduction of the spindle gouge as we know it now, people have forgotten about the older types of tools that people used.
Yeah, like, and you have mentioned it several times. Before the invention of the bowl gouge, which is a relatively new piece of equipment, the here, I'm trying to get this out of where I can show. The bowl turning tool of choice was a scraper.
Was a scraper, exactly.
Yeah,
Which is
and
why I can't understand a lot of the time, and it still goes on, maybe not so much now, but it still goes on about people using carbides when
yeah,
the turn and stuff,
right,
as opposed to what is classified as a traditional tool,
right.
whereas the traditional tool for bowls was a scraper.
Yep, sure was.
I've been watching a lot of Richard Raffin videos lately, and he'll get about 75% of the way into a bowl, and then he picks up that scraper and finishes it off.
Yep.
Absolutely.
And it's just man, a scraper can take away so much material so fast, and it's so easy to put that little burr back on it to clean it up. That I've enjoyed trying to mimic some of his stuff lately.
And he's like Steve Jones. He's done that for so long now. he didn't even think about what he's doing half the time.
Well, and what I like that he does is he's got this little a couple of different scrapers that he used. One's got a little notch in the side of it, and
Yes.
a little round nose scraper, and then like a bowl scraper and a box scraper. He's got a bunch of them, but he'll take that little round nose scraper and he'll use it to put details in the bottom of the foot of the bowl, and it just quick and simple and looks good. And I don't have the same success when I try.
Right. Well,
Yeah,
But I'm learning
all,
it. I'm getting better.
yeah, that's the thing, Scott. All it's called is practice.
Yep.
I remember somebody saying once upon a time that about practice and stuff is that the luckier you get is when you practice more.
yes. Yes.
Todd from LG has said that Tomislav sells that notched scraper.
Yep, I think you're right. Yeah.
He shows you, he's got videos showing you how to do it yourself.
I think he was over there in Ireland with Ruby.
He very well may be.
Who's that? Tomislav.
Yeah, I thought I
Yes.
saw her mention that.
Yeah, I think she did mention that. Tony Turns Wood has said that he bought his signature scraper, I believe that's the one you're talking about, from
Yep.
Henry Taylor Tools and used it a lot. Henry Taylor Tools is a place in the UK that does a hell of a lot of wood turning stuff.
Okay, I just put some regular wood glue on that knot, and then we'll just sand it. Put some shavings in it, but then we'll sand it as well and get the dust right on top of it. And that will sanding that will help the glue dry, but it'll also cause that dust to get in there and fill that hole, fill that gap very nicely. Does make a little mess on your sandpaper. Yeah, a little more sanding will be great.
Yeah, Tony Turns Wood has said Diamic is the brand. Richard told me he was surprised there were any of them out there in the wild. Lol. Yeah, Henry Taylor are a tool manufacturing UK company that have been doing wood turning tools for years and years. Paul Hunter said that he thinks Tomislav's tool is made by Crom. Haven't heard of them, I've got to say. And Mike from Dancers has said, yes, Tony, I've been after some dynamic miniature turning tools for a while. They crop up frequently, but hold their price. I'm not very sure if I've got some. If my miniature tools are Henry Taylor ones, I've got two sets. So I know one is Robert Sorby. I can't remember if the other one is Henry Taylor or not. Oh,
Well,
sorry.
I've heard of Crown.
Right. Paul has said that he spelled that wrong. It should have been Crown. Yep, Crown. Yep, right. That one I recognise, Paul. Yep.
Yeah, Crown's an old name. So is Henry Taylor, Sorby. Tell you, I like my Doug Thompson tools,
Yeah,
but I really,
Todd at Glencovis said he has a few Crown cryogenic tools and they seem to hold their edge nicely. They do. That's because of the way the steel is produced. Once you do the cryo on the steel, it tends to, which is basically freezing it. What it tends to do is put all the molecules in a straight line, which helps it hold the edge longer. And I'm not very sure if Doug Thompson's if his tools do the same, but they certainly hold an edge a lot
yes, they're
longer.
cryogenic. Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
And for those of you in the UK and Ireland, Pat Carroll has just become a distributor for Doug Thompson tools.
I have 3 Doug Thompson tools. I have his 1-inch round nose scraper, and then I have the 3/8 inch spindle gouge and the 1/2 inch spindle gouge. And those 2 spindle gouges are awesome.
Yeah, I got sent a couple of years, 2 or 3 years ago, must have been, from one of my followers in America, and he sent me a 3/8 bull gouge, a Doug Thompson 3/8 bull gouge, which was very kind of him. Now, for me, a 3/8 bull gouge, for people in the States, that would be a 1/2 inch bull gouge.
Yep. I started to say a while ago, I like my Doug Thompsons, but I really like the steel in the Sorbies. But they've all got their pros and their cons. Every tool out there. So find one you like, have a good time.
Scott's saying he has the Jimmy Clues versions, which are Thompson tools made, I guess, if I remember right. And he said they're parabolic instead of V or U shaped, and he really likes that.
I can't remember, but I think the one I've got is a V shape.
That's a Doug Thompson there.
Oh, Michael, I don't know if you guys can hear me or not, but
I hear you, Wayne.
Michael said, "Oh no, he's just retracted that message."
Did we say hi to Michael McEwen earlier?
Oh yeah, I said hi earlier. Yeah. If you lost me, Michael, it'll be in all that gold.
Yep. All right, we're getting into an hour and a half, but we're right here at the end. I think I'm gonna have to trim the tenon for it to fit properly. I've got to get my little. Oh, I'll show you here in a second. I've got a little nub on the bottom. I've got the.
Todd from LJ said, "I was going to ask how you measure your bull gouges. I tried Googling it and ended up on a forum with 10 pages of people arguing with it." Basically, what happens, Todd, is that in the UK, we, certainly for bull gouges, we measure across the flute. And in the States, you measure across the whole bar, the diameter of the bar.
Yes.
So when we say a 3/8 bowl gouge, in the States, that's a 1/2 inch. Now, when it comes to spindle gouges, there tends to be no rules. Because you can have a 3/8 spindle gouge over here, which doesn't measure a 1/2 inch over the whole bar. So I don't know what happens with spindle gouges, but certainly with bowl gouges, we measure across the flute, and in the States, it's measured across the bar. Oh, and Alex is starting an argument now. British is right, Yanks are wrong. Oh, how to start a fight in one sentence.
Yeah, it's that's one of those crazy things that nobody has an answer for. Yeah, that tendon's going to be too long. I've got to shave it down.
Yeah,
But
Todd has said it still makes me laugh that in the UK it's metric, yet you still use miles. Well, the thing is, Todd, I grew up. I was born in 1954. I was taught inches and feet in yards at school. It wasn't until a bit later on in the 70s and 80s where people started doing everything differently and started measuring in metric. But you are certainly right that just about everything is measured in metric until it comes to on the roads, where it tends to be measured in miles. But you can still go into a butcher's and buy a 1/2 pound of mince.
isn't that crazy? So anyway, there you have it. It'll all get finished. I do think I'm going to put a couple of coats of shellac on it, at least on the top, and then I'll do the my normal Axe abrasive paste and wax after that. You can see the base is nice and smooth. It feels good. Um, it's going to look good with like you saw the top. Let me spritz the
Yes, Alex,
sand
I
for you.
probably am just 3 years older than you. Excuse me.
Oh, nice.
Nice.
Yeah, that's going to have some great color in it. And if I use the shellac as a base for the whole thing, it'll have some nice shine to it. So there we go. Dropping stuff, knocking stuff off. Yeah, the colors, those knots just give it some great color in that base. And there's a little darker piece of wood there. But then you put
Yeah,
that nice
I mean,
top that we saw.
I would actually recommend when you glue that up to put the knots on the stem towards the front.
Yeah, I think so. I think so. That's where the best color is.
And
So I have to decide what
have the cake stand where when you've got the knots at the front on the stem, have the cake stand with the grain going left to right across rather than north to south, up and down.
Yeah, yeah.
Do you see what I mean?
That's kind of where I was thinking. There
That
is a
dark
knot.
stripe to the front.
Yeah, there's a knot in
Yeah.
the right there, and with the grain going that way, and then if I put the knot in the stem just left of that, it makes every yes,
Right.
it'll do exactly what you're saying, Wayne. Yes.
Yeah.
So anyway, I'll get that
there's a,
finished up, and
there's a
we'll
lot
get
of
some.
people coming in here and extracting the urine out of my age. Thanks, guys. You're all hot.
Where's the dessert? The dessert is not allowed on my plate, Scott. I don't allow it. The doctor has not told me no, but I have said no so that she doesn't in turn say, you're going to go on some medicine. I'm trying to get off all medications. I've got two. I'm trying to get off of both of them. And if I keep losing some weight, I've lost another 5 pounds or so. I'm tickled to death.
That's excellent.
Yeah, my
I'm
my wife my wife looked at me the other day and said, "I think you're slimming down." I said, "Finally."
I'm 55 pounds down since the beginning of July.
Wow, you're doing super, super
I think I've
excellent.
done. I'm
Bring you guys
down.
in.
I'm down just over 2.5 stone in the last 18 months.
How much is that?
Well, and so I mean, you can relate to that in pounds. You just multiply or divide or whatever by. Right, I was 16 stone. You can convert that into pounds quite easily. Multiply by 14, and then I've lost 2.5 stone, which is 32, 32, about 40 pounds, something like that.
Okay, excellent. Yeah, Todd says he found it. You must have left it in Dayton. I might have, Todd. I might have. Come to Middlefield, and I might share a few more with you. Mike, thank you much. Appreciate it. Um, guys, this was a lot of fun, and I believe it's going to be well received. So thanks for coming along. It's been good. I can envision. What is my? Oh, check my measurement here. See what my size ended up being. It is 11 3/4. So a nice 10-inch cake, 11-inch cake can go on there without any trouble whatsoever. 10-inch with the icing. I like thick icing on my cake. Thank you very much.
we
Yeah,
we
good
didn't
for you.
ask you, Scott.
Yeah, that's
No,
yeah.
what it was with me, I can't remember. It was sometime last year, at the beginning of last year, I think it was. The Dale from Maple Tree turned around and said, "Have you been losing weight?" I said, "No, no way. I've been losing weight." He said, "You have. You've been losing weight. Is there anything wrong?" I said, "No, there's nothing wrong." So I had to go. We don't own a set of bathroom scales in the house, so I had to go and buy a set of bathroom scales just to see what I weighed. And like I said, it used to be sort of 16 and a half, just above 16 and a half. And at that point, I was 14 stone 4, I think it was. All you've got to do is sort of, like I say, multiply that by
It's almost
14.
30 pounds.
And then I went down to, at the moment, I'm sitting at 13 stone 9.
Wow.
Okay. All right. Wow. You've done well. You've done well.
Yep. Everybody still thinks I look fat because I'm not a shave.
That I will say, and just kind of throw this out for everybody. You find yourself losing weight and you don't understand why. You're not trying to.
Get it checked out.
Let your doctor check you just to make
Yeah,
sure.
definitely.
I just buried a friend who was losing weight for a year and a half. Had no idea why he was losing weight. And when he did go to the doctor for something else, come to find out he had pancreatic cancer.
Oh.
So, and it was in the end stages. He was, it was bad. He didn't live very long after he found out he had the cancer. So, do get it checked out if you have any suspicions that, you may not feel bad at all, but if you're losing weight unexplainably or gaining weight unexplainably, let your doctor.
One of the good things about over here, Doug, is that when you get to a certain age, the NHS, the National Health Service, because one of the main cancers over here is bowel cancer.
Yes.
So what happens, certainly with me and Jane, is that every year we get sent out a test.
Right.
Where basically you take a sample of poo and send it back to them, and they will respond to you within a fortnight, seeing whether you're clear or whether you need to go and see the doctor or whatever.
Yes. Yes. I believe that same test is the
predecessor to our Cola Guard. I've got 3 of them sitting in my bathroom now. I don't know why they keep sending them. They just keep sending. So anyway, yeah, yep, exactly. So anyway, nothing to fool with. It's been fun. I made some sawdust. I got a mess underneath my lathe again. So if you're in the northern Ohio area, feel free to drop by uh, Middle Field at the new Hartford Hardware location. I'll be there Friday and Saturday, pretty much all day Friday. Saturday I'll be there till 1, 2 o'clock ish, somewhere in that neighborhood. Mostly because I got a 4.5 hour drive home, so we'll see how long I can stand it. But they're open. They're open at 7 o'clock Friday, 8 o'clock Saturday. So feel free. Todd, come on up. Talking to you, Todd.
Not me.
Yeah.
The other
Todd
Todd.
Todd at LJ is
LJ.
relatively close.
Yeah.
So anybody else who wants to come. So, and for those in Worldwide Woodturners, Brenda is not far from there either. Band-Aid or no Band-Aid Brenda. Anyhow, Wayne, you got anything special coming up?
Absolutely nothing.
Nothing. Todd,
Nope.
you got demo coming up?
Woodcraft of Fort Worth.
Sorry, Doug. Unless I find some more memories to put out, like the one I put out yesterday.
Okay. All right. Any news on the what are we going to call it? The cave out back?
Oh, you talking to
Your
me?
workshop? Yeah.
Oh,
Any
yeah.
news on your?
Yeah, it's still a tip. I still can't get into it.
So is mine. I've got one little pathway. Oh me. I'd only have to contort 3 times to get behind my lathe. I feel pretty good about that.
I found
All
out
right.
last week I have a concrete floor in my garage. I had no idea.
Wow. Wonder where that came from.
Right.
I think I've got a concrete floor. Last time something fell, it broke. It wasn't behind my lathe. It was somewhere else in the shop. So I got to check on that. Anyway, guys, it's been fun. It's been a good day. We've been here for an hour and golly, 45 minutes thereabouts. And so with that, I'm going to say good night, all. And my friends are going to
Night, night,
say,
everyone. See you next week.
all
Night,
right.
everybody.
If I don't get to see you before then, I hope you're able to spin them around.